Guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and by now you know what the procedure is like. There's a new special pack going on for the final event for the Chrysler, and I'm going to tell you what you can get from that pack. So, per usual, I'm going to show you all the ultra rares, epics, as well as the legendaries you can get from this pack for the Chrysler final. So, the pack at question today is the rear wheel drive UK carbon fiber. So all of these cars are going to have something in common. They're all going to be British, and they're all going to be rear wheel drive. So let's get into it. Starting off with the TVR Griffith 4.3. Moving on is the Slalom King from the campaign, and it is the Lotus Elise Sport 135. Moving on is the Lotus Elise 111S, followed by the Jaguar D-Type, which, in my opinion, would personally stay away from. It does not have great MRA, 4.70 to 60. It used to be 3.7, but that got nerfed. Anyway, moving on is the Vauxhall GTC VXR, which surprisingly has decent MRA. According to Top Drives Club, it has an MRA of 74.29, which is, it's not bad. I expected it, especially for a hatchback, to be a lot lower. But moving on is the TVR Chimera, followed by the Ford Sierra RS 500. Moving on is the Caterham 7360, followed by the Jaguar XJ 3.0. There are going to be a lot of Jaguars, TVRs, and McLarens in this game, so just letting you guys know. Moving on is the Jaguar F-Type Coupe, which has an MRA of 91.67. This car has very strong MRA, and I did not know that because I've used it like 3 times. But next time I get it, I'll probably keep it in my garage. Followed by this is the Jaguar XJR that has a sleeper tag, but only an MRA of 77, so I don't know why it has a sleeper tag. 77 is not good enough to have the sleeper tag. I mean, there's the other Mercedes that has a sleeper tag, and that has an MRA of 88. That is worthy, but 77? No. Moving on is the Jaguar XFS, followed by the TVR Sibera Speed 6. Following this is the TVR Griffith 500, and this one does have decent MRA. It is 84.31 actually, so that's very nice. Moving on is the Lotus 340R, very good handling. Followed by the Vauxhall VX220. Now moving into the RQ22s, we start off the TVR Tuscan Convertible, which has an MRA of 79.43. So I expected it to have better MRA. It does have very good 0 to 60, but 79.43 is okay. It's better than the sleeper Jaguar, so put that into comparison, I guess. Next is the TVR Timora, which has an MRA of 85. Now this is actually more impressive. Moving on is my favorite ultra rare you can get from this pack, and that is the Ford Escort Rally Spec with off-road tires. This thing is, yeah, I mean, the tag says it all. It's a team favorite, it's motorsport. Honestly, it's a sleeper car too. At least it was a sleeper car before update 8.0 when it used to be RQ20. Now at RQ22, I think it's right. Moving on is the Jaguar Sport Brake, which has an MRA of 80.25, followed by the Jaguar XES, which has an MRA of 75.91. But those, oh wait, there's one more. Ooh, there is one more, but I did miss it out. It is the Lotus Carlton. That car is a sleeper and has an MRA of 84.89. I can jump into the game and probably show that to you later. But now moving on to the epics, we start off with the TVR Tuscan S. It has an MRA of 77.3, very impressive 0 to 60, but it has no traction control or ABS. Moving on is the Lotus Esprit 350, very beautiful looking car, but really it's not all that impressive with the stats. Moving on is the Jaguar XKRS, MRA of 83.5, it's decent, but handling is quite weak for a low ground clearance car. Moving on is the TVR Sagaris, followed by the Caterham 420. Followed by the Caterham CSR, which actually has one of the weakest MRAs on this list with 49.12. followed by the prize car from almost a month ago now, the Jaguar XKRS GT. This is the car I do want. I'm not a huge fan of Jaguar, as you guys know, but this one has an exception. I do like this one, as well as the XJ13, which is next, I think. Indeed, the Jaguar XJ13, very nice car, very good 0 to 60, decent handling and a high top speed. The only reason it got downgraded from an RQ26 to 25 is because the MRA is quite weak with this thing at 67.59. Moving on is the Jaguar F-Type convertible, and on this car is actually very impressive. It has an MRA of a 102, and 102, that's actually 2 points higher than the Dodge Challenger Hellcat. However, MRA, remember guys, MRA is not everything, and the Dodge Challenger Hellcat has 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds and a higher top speed, so it is a better car. But the F-Type does have very, very good MRA. Following this is the Superlight R500, and I feel like I'm reviewing this car a lot. Like, I see it in a lot of special packs, and here we see it again, along with the Caterham JPE. Following this is the Lotus 211 Supercharged. This is the only car I have in my garage that hits 100 grip, or at least I have at 100 grip. Good car this. I don't think it's as good as the R500. I don't know. I really want to test out the Superlight, but the Lotus Supercharged does have better MRA at 69.39 compared to the Superlight's 57.02. Moving on now, guys, is the legendaries. Now, there are going to be 3 legendaries here that are non-McLarens, and every other car will be a McLaren. I think you can get every McLaren from this pack. I'm not sure about the Mercedes McLarens, because according to TopDrives.club, you cannot get the Mercedes McLaren from the pack. But in Top Drives, the Mercedes McLarens, they have the GB tag on them, so do let me know down in the comments below if you guys know if you could get the Mercedes McLarens from this pack or not, but I don't have them in this video, since TopDrives.club doesn't have them in their list. But yeah, we have the Lotus Exige, which is one of the worst legendaries in the game, followed by the Jaguar XJR15, which also is one of the worst legendaries in the game. However, it does have an MRA of 111.11. That is impressive. It has no, oh, wait, does it? Oh, this is 4-wheel drive. I put in the wrong Jag. Yeah, we'll definitely jump into the game, and I'll show you the correct Jag. It is the, yeah, I knew something was wrong when the TopDrives.club said that there was no traction in ABS. That is a drag from the 90s, I believe. So this car you can't get from the pack. Sorry about that, guys. Moving on, however, is the Caterham 7620R, has an MRA of 68.18, very low 0 to 60, and very impressive handling. Moving on are all the McLarens, and as like I said, no Mercedes McLarens in this list because TopDrives.club doesn't have it in their list. But if you can get it from the game, do let me know down below, since it does have the GB tag. But yeah, all the McLarens you can get, very simple: the McLaren F1 LM, the McLaren F1 GT, the McLaren F1, the 570S Coupe, the 12C, the 650S, 675LT, and finally the 720S, which is a car I really want. So those are all the cars you can get from the pack. I'm just going to show you all the cars once again, and without talking, you guys make sure to pause and screenshot at any time. Well, there you have it, guys. Definitely a big pack this. A lot of cars you can get. So, my opinion, should you open it or not? If you are a fan of British cars and if you want a McLaren, then this is the pack to open, since there will never be a McLaren carbon fiber. So this is the closest thing to a McLaren carbon fiber, I would say, for now. So if you do love your McLarens, then go have a shot. However, there are some cars, you know, that aren't that attractive, especially in the RQ19 and 20 level. But if you guys like Jags, if you like McLarens, if you like TVRs even, I think every TVR is in this pack, then go ahead and open this pack. However, I personally will not be opening this pack, and I don't think I'll be focusing much with the finals actually this time, because I don't have a strong British deck, and I don't intend to have a strong British deck anytime soon, especially with the new club update coming out, which I'll be making a video about very shortly, right after this actually. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Blossom out.